Kicking off our countdown, number 10 is Dakota Johnson. The 50 Shades of Grey actress isn't new to having her body exposed to the entire world, so if anyone can handle a wardrobe malfunction, it is probably her. And what a coincidence that it happened while she was accepting an award for her role in that movie at the People's Choice Awards in 2016. She went on stage to accept the award, and when she went in to hug the presenter, one of her straps on her crop top snapped and she had to hold her top with one hand while taking the award in the other. She did get some help by the presenter and other people who were on stage, and the good news is she was able to make a joke about it. The first thing she said into the microphone was, "It's not like nobody here hasn't already seen my boobs," obviously referring to her role in 50 Shades of Grey, because we saw everything.
At number 9, Cardi B. Seems like even Miss Cardi B isn't immune to the cursed wardrobe malfunction. At her concert back in June 2019, she had a bit of an outfit mishap, and if there's one thing that you don't want to happen in front of thousands of screaming fans, it's to rip your clothes. Unfortunately for Cardi though, that's exactly what happened. While dancing and performing on stage that fateful night, her colorful skin-tight catsuit ripped in the worst place too. It's one thing to like have a seam bust on the inner thigh or the inner arm or something, but for Cardi, she tore herself a new butthole. Yep, poor Cardi had her catsuit ripped right up the butt crack. That kind of reminds me of that viral video of that woman twerking on TV when her dress rips up the back. Not a cute look. Luckily, Cardi is not a bashful woman, and this didn't really do much to derail her performance. She left for a brief moment to take off the ripped clothing and soon returned to the stage wearing a bathrobe for the rest of the show.
Cruising into number 8 is Nicki Hilton. Her sister, Paris Hilton, is normally the one dealing with wardrobe malfunctions in the press, but Nicki had her moment too after wearing a sheer peekaboo dress. Now, the thing about a peekaboo type dress is that not all of the dress is sheer, only some parts. Some of Nicki's dress was just regular white material, but then she had these scattered circle cutouts and lines of sheer so that you could see through it and see her skin. What she didn't realize when she tried it on was that the bottom sheer line matched up perfectly with her bum, so when she walked up a set of stairs, the sheer part exposed her whole backside. And on top of that, she decided not to wear underwear with this dress, so the paparazzi got more than what they asked for when she smiled for the camera.
In at number 7, Kim Kardashian. After the 2021 Met Gala, all anyone could talk about was Kim Kardashian's strange look. That year she wore a Balenciaga t-shirt dress and a balaclava ensemble where the theme was, "In America, a lexicon of fashion," which celebrated America's independence. Kim was head to toe covered in black fabric. The only way she was distinguishable was from the shape of her body. Not only was the look criticized for not being on theme, it was also seen as disrespectful to some cultures, with one writer claiming it was similar to a burqa, which is what Muslim women wear to cover their faces. Even though many fans thought she didn't follow the theme, Kardashian felt very differently. In an Instagram caption about the look, Kim said, quote, "What's more American than a t-shirt head to toe?" In at number 6, Sarah Jessica Parker. Even though SJP has been vocal against those who don't take the effort to follow the Met Gala theme each year, she was called out in 2016 for the exact same thing. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and what Parker wore had basically nothing to do with technology. It was more so giving old school Renaissance vibes. That year Parker made it on the list of least on theme Met Gala looks, but Parker was happy with her choice and defended her outfit. She told the New York Times Style magazine, quote, "We didn't want to simply apply lights and actual physical technology on me. We wanted it to be about the technology of thought, of application, of fabrication. The technology of the hand and the machine. Essentially how technology is used to make the clothing." Although most people didn't think this made any sense. Also, her look was just incredibly simple, something that could have been worn to a dinner with friends. Halfway, number 5, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith wore a special accessory to the 2017 Met Gala, and it was widely memed by people online. That year the theme was Comme des Garçons, Art of the In-Between. Smith wore a relatively simple all-black Louis Vuitton outfit, and to spice it up, he brought a handful of his own dreadlocks and carried it around like it was a handbag. One article trashed the choice, saying that carrying around his hair all night had nothing to do with the theme of the Met, and they couldn't understand why he made that choice. While on the carpet, Smith shared his thoughts behind the choice. He said it was aiming for a Dracula or Matrix look, and since his sister Willow couldn't come with him, he decided to bring his old hair instead. Not sure how that makes any sense. The look was also memed by Fader. The publication wrote, quote, "When you finally emerge from your existential crisis." In at number 4, Blake Lively. Although Blake looked beautiful at the 2016 Met, she was painfully not on theme. She wore a strapless Burberry gown, that she apparently had a hand in designing. The dress was a soft pink with a sweetheart neckline and had red flowers coming out of it. The dress would have been perfect for almost any other red carpet other than that year's Met. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and her look did not have anything to do with technology. According to InStyle, quote, "This strapless Burberry gown didn't immediately recall anything about tech and fashion, fitting with the night's theme." Entertainment Weekly also agreed with the outlet, ranking Lively's outfit along with Sarah Jessica Parker as one of the least on theme. Since Blake is usually on theme and looks stunning, we have hoped she will learn her lesson for the next time.
At number 3, Nicki Minaj. I relate a little too much to this next wardrobe malfunction, so I feel you, Nicki. You know Nicki, when she gives a performance, she gives a performance. The same was true during her 2014 performance at the VMAs. During her spectacle, Nicki went backstage for a quick change and slipped into a classic little black dress. But it seems that maybe this quick change was a little too quick. She got back on stage and continued her set, and the worst happened. As she was dancing, the zipper from her dress came undone and showed a little bit more than she had hoped. The zipper of the dress was in the front rather than the back, and her chest and stomach became visible, but luckily she was able to hold her dress together for the rest of the performance and even continued dancing while holding herself together. Front zipper clothes scare me so much for this exact reason. Something similar has happened to me, so now I'm very vigilant of my clothing, and I'm sure that after this incident, Nicki is too.
Taking over the number 2 spot is Cameron Diaz. It was in 2003 at the height of her career when she was walking the red carpet for the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle premiere. She would probably agree that this was a very significant event for her and probably the worst timing for a wardrobe malfunction to happen. The good news is it wasn't her outfit that failed her, so she could still rock her very cute little white dress on the runway. But when she arrived to the event, one of her heels broke and she did not have time to replace it. So what did she do? She walked the red carpet in bare feet. She shrugged the whole thing off, and in all the pictures you can literally see her smiling with her co-stars, like with her very noticeable bare feet. She literally didn't care. I love it.
At number 1, Janet Jackson. The Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest and most watched shows annually, and I'm pretty sure more people tune in to watch the halftime show than more people tune in to actually watch the football game. In 2004, Janet Jackson was one of the headliners for the show along with Justin Timberlake and other big name artists of the early 2000s. Now, the halftime show is always a big spectacle with a big production budget and props and costumes, so there's a lot of pressure on performers to make it go off without a hitch. Well, at this show, there was a hitch for sure. During her performance, Janet was wearing a very intricate black leather outfit, and apparently it had detachable parts, because after a bit of an oopsie by Justin Timberlake on stage, Janet's outfit came apart in the most embarrassing way. Justin had accidentally pulled off the right panel covering her breast, and it revealed it to the world. She was left mortified, as you could probably imagine. Remember, millions of people tune in to watch the halftime show, so imagine how Janet must have felt having been exposed to the world like that. Absolutely mortifying. Also, fun fact, there would have been no YouTube platform had it not been for this exact event, because everyone wanted to go see it, but there was nowhere to go see it.
And at number 10, Miley Cyrus. This one is the most recent wardrobe malfunction. While Miley was on stage performing during her New Year's Eve special that she was hosting with Pete Davidson, her tiny strappy shirt broke during the performance, and thankfully she was able to catch it before it was a live TV disaster. Miley caught the falling shirt, turned around to expose her bare back, then started walking off stage while still performing. The cameras panned to the musicians playing on stage, and within seconds Miley was back on stage performing in a different outfit, although the red blazer that she came back on stage with was almost as revealing as the other one. Hopefully Miley's stylists learned their lesson with that outfit. And at number 9, Sarah Jessica Parker. While on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, SJP embraced the rips on her beautiful dress and laughed it off while showcasing the rips to the audience. While on the show, she wore a green velvet Alberta Ferretti gown dress with a touch of lace on the parts of the dress. After Andy complimented her on the dress, she admitted that she tore multiple rips in the sleeves of the dress. She said, quote, "I love the dress, I borrowed it. This is in no way reflects on the house of Ferretti. Most celebrities would have done everything possible to cover up the imperfections in the dress, but instead she embraced it, believing that they added character to the look. She added, quote, "I kind of dig this, it does something to this dress." And at number 8, Cara Delevingne. Unfortunately, Cara Delevingne has had a few wardrobe malfunctions in her day that exposed quite a bit. The latest was when she was featured on the Friends reunion special when she modeled an iconic dress from the show. The cast of Friends were overjoyed to see Delevingne walking out in a recreation of the very tacky bridesmaids look that Jennifer Aniston's character Rachel wore to her ex-fiancé Barry's wedding. It's a bright pink Pepto-Bismol-esque dress and a matching hat that is one of the poofiest I have ever seen. Rachel wore the dress in the season 2 finale, which was titled The One with Barry and Mindy's Wedding. In the episode, Rachel suffers a wardrobe malfunction, and when she steps out in the dress, her bright red panties are exposed. Delevingne copied the exact same scenario and exposed her butt in some bright red panties that were also caught in the dress, exactly the same way that Rachel's had been.
At number 7, Katherine Heigl. You know when you're nervous to speak in front of a large audience and people sometimes tell you to picture the audience naked? Well, what if it was the other way around? Back in 2010, Katherine Heigl was having a big night and was accepting an award for Female Star of the Year at the Show West Awards in Las Vegas. One of the most embarrassing things to happen to her happened on probably the worst night it could have, and it was probably one of the worst nightmares of a lot of public speakers. While on stage accepting her award, the right strap of her dress snapped. Luckily, she caught her dress before a nip slip happened, but it was a close one. Luckily, TV and radio personality Billy Bush was there to hold up Katherine's dress as she continued to give her acceptance speech, but it must have been pretty hard to get through after that. If it was me, I don't know what I would have done in this situation. I would probably just crawl into a dark hole and cry from embarrassment.
Moving on to number 6, we have Tara Reid. We would be lying if we didn't admit that nip slips are a common thing in Hollywood. Whether it's at a red carpet event or during an interview, sometimes the dress moves and things get exposed. This happened to the American Pie actress while on the red carpet for Diddy's 35th birthday party back in 2004. But hers wasn't just like a little slip. Her entire breast was exposed, and the worst part was it happened while photographers were taking her photo on the carpet, so they caught the entire thing on camera. It has been dubbed as one of the worst fashion fails in modern history. But Tara wasn't too bothered by it. She was actually more upset with how people reacted to it. She said people acted like it was the worst crime in the world, but it was just a mistake. She made it clear though that she now uses double-sided tape and doubles up on how much she uses, which is probably for the best.
At number 5, Jennifer Garner. There's nothing wrong with a little shapewear. A little Spanx never hurt anyone. Well, actually that might not be entirely true. Jennifer Garner was hitting the red carpet back in 2014 for the premiere of her new film Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. As she was walking the red carpet with her co-star Steve Carell, her shapewear showdown happened. Seems like as she was moving, her clutch that she was holding caught onto her dress, and she was wearing a sort of wraparound style dress for the event, so when her clutch got caught on the front panel of her skirt, it pulled along with the clutch and revealed her Spanx underneath. I've seen other pictures of celebrities whose shapewear is showing, and it's really no big deal, but this instance was just a little too much to fly under the radar, you know? Like a bit of waistband showing or a piece of pant leg is barely an issue, but Jennifer's case here, it was just too much of a wardrobe fail to ignore.
Up next, number 4 is Chrissy Teigen. If you've watched any red carpet events, then you've probably seen the very popular style of long dresses that have slits going up to the woman's waist. With a slit being that long, you can imagine all that it reveals. But usually it's secured in place with body tape so that it doesn't move while the celebrities walk down the red carpet or the runway. Sadly, the tape did not hold up for Chrissy at the 2016 American Music Awards, and her goodies were shown to everyone and also captured on camera. The upper half of the slit was actually being held together by big gold safety pins, which was part of the style, but it was the bottom of the slit that failed her. Chrissy isn't one to get embarrassed though, I think we all know that. She laughed it off online and actually gave credit to her laser hair removal center.
And at number 3, Lil Nas X. This one is my personal favorite for 2021 because it happened on SNL, where the cameras basically never cut. During this May 2021 performance, he was singing his latest hit, Montero, Call Me By Your Name. While performing incredibly intense dance moves, he was wearing very tight pants, and I'm sure you can guess where this is going. At one point he started to pole dance, and that's where it all went downhill. But halfway through the pole performance, Lil Nas X grabbed for his private areas to cover them up after the rip, making sure nothing had shown on television. After the performance, he tweeted, quote, "I know I do a lot of planned shit, but ripping my pants on live television is not one of them." And finally, number 1, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle proved she's just like the rest of us when she was caught still having the tag on a new dress that she bought. While she was getting off the plane in the Kingdom of Tonga, Paparazzi caught that the tag was still attached to her red self-portrait dress on October 25th. The tag was at the very bottom of the dress, so it's understandable why she didn't notice it beforehand. I don't think anyone was able to see the price because I wonder how much her dresses cost. I mean, that's what I'm interested in. Meghan was pregnant and on a tour through that region for weeks beforehand, so she was probably just too tired to check. In at number 10, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner shocked fans with this strange laid-back look that was definitely not on theme for the 2022 Met. At first, fans thought the look could be a joke until Kylie made her way down the red carpet in a white wedding-style dress. Kylie wore a white ruffled floor-length gown for fashion's biggest night of the year. She also wore a white backwards baseball cap complete with fishnet veil. And the sweetheart cut out of the dress was worn with a mesh t-shirt over it with the off-white logo branded on it. At first, people thought this could be a hint that Kylie is married, but then Kylie described that she was supposed to go to the 2020 Met with the late Virgil Abloh before he passed away. The gown didn't seem to tie in with the gilded glamour dress code, but it apparently honored the Met's exhibit inside the event, which explores American fashion. Vogue explained the look, saying, quote, "By wearing a wedding gown to the Met and making it youthful, graphic, and wholly unexpected, Jenner channeled the irreverent spirit that Abloh perfected throughout his career. It was a classy tribute to one of the greatest American talents in fashion." In at number 9, Kourtney Kardashian. 2022 was the first year that sisters Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian attended the Met, and most people are very underwhelmed with both of their outfits. Thankfully for Khloe, she showed up on theme, however Kourtney and her fiancé Travis Barker did not. Even worse, when they were asked about the theme, it was clear they did not care at all about following it. The 2022 theme was In America, an anthology of fashion, or as Vogue put it, gilded glamour and white tie. During an interview with Lala Anthony, Kourtney described that the couple's outfit was by Thom Browne, adding, quote, "I'm basically like a deconstructed version of his outfit." But the backlash came after Lala asked Kourtney what she thought of the theme that night. Kourtney replied, quote, "I honestly didn't really think about it," she said while laughing and turning towards Travis, quote, "But yeah, I feel like Travis's is like it, and then mine's like falling, like dripping off him." Maybe that's the reason she hasn't been invited in the past. In at number 8, Karlie Kloss. One of the worst Met Gala flops was by Karlie Kloss, who not only did not follow the theme, but looked very underwhelming in general. In 2019, the Met Gala theme was Camp Notes on Fashion, and the basis for the theme was derived from Susan Sontag's 1964 essay Notes on Camp, describing camp as having elements of irony, humor, parody, theatricality, and exaggeration that are expressed in fashion. So basically going all out and being very theatrical. Karlie Kloss clearly did not listen to this theme, as she showed up in a basic gold dress that was not on par for the theme or event in general. Kloss was then dragged online with people tweeting, quote, "Poor Karlie Kloss thought camp meant the boy-girl formal at summer camp." And others said, Karlie Kloss mistook the Met Gala for the TGI Fridays after prom. And at number 4, Charli XCX. Charli XCX had a COVID wardrobe malfunction in the comfort of her own home, so thankfully she was able to refilm the incident and it wasn't actually put on live TV. However, because she likes to make fun of herself, she posted the clip on her own Instagram after the awards went live. During the ARIA Awards in November of 2021, Charli presented an award to Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi for their single Stay. In the mishap, after she waved goodbye, the strap of her dress slipped and her breast immediately became exposed. She was obviously shocked and tried to cover herself up as soon as possible, but because it wasn't really live, she was able to laugh it off. She re-recorded her presentation without any nip slips for the actual show, but thankfully she shared the clip to social media so we could all enjoy it. And at number 2 is Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan definitely stood out at the Met, but he was not in theme whatsoever. The Pam and Tommy star wore a neon pink long sleeve shirt, oversized bomber jacket, and slouchy pants with matching sneakers, all designed by Valentino. It was nice that he wore more than a basic black suit, but the bright pink seemed to have nothing to do with the gilded glamour white tie dress code. Vogue insiders clarified the gilded glamour refers to the period of the Gilded Age of New York between 1870 and 1890. During which the upper class had more is more approach to fashion, in part because technological developments made it easier to buy more clothes than ever before. This can be interpreted as simply going over the top, which Stan did, but a silver or gold look would have made way more sense. And finally at number 1, Irina Shayk. Irina Shayk might have been my worst dressed of the night. Not only did she look horrible, she was not on theme whatsoever. In 2022, to the prestigious event, Irina decided to wear a layered leather biker outfit. The head-to-toe leather did not signify gilded glamour at all, and looked more like she belonged in a biker gang. While other models opted for glittery gowns to honor the theme, the 36-year-old model layered a Burberry black leather jacket, shirt, tied trousers, gloves, and boots. The only thing that looked even a little bit on theme was a black leather corset, which was worn under the jacket. All in all, it was a flop in my eyes.